Good morning, happy campers, welcome back. So, in case you hadn't realised, it's recently been my birthday. Chin chin and cheers to anyone else who's also had a birthday. Ooh. Don't worry, this is just Coke this time, so I'm going to be high on sugar. Whee! And yes, I have got it in a Harry Potter mug, which leads us swiftly onto the fact that even though I am the grand old age of 23, I do not feel like an adult. I feel like a fake, because I mean, despite the fact that I have a job and I live by myself and I pay bills and rent and all the other adulty stuff I never in a million years thought I would be doing anytime soon, I still don't feel like I fully act like one. For example, today I woke up and decided I'm actually going to get dressed. Except that the outfit I then chose to put on, because I'm not going anywhere, is this. Basically, I am wearing a Marvel t-shirt and Muppets pyjama bottoms because I can, really, and that doesn't instill any confidence in me whatsoever. However, since becoming 23, it has recently dawned on me that because I can now go places without people thinking that I've lost my mum and dad, that I can actually, you know, leave the house and not just to work, but actually go places. So this year for my birthday, I decided, why the hell not, I was going to spend the week up in London. As every successful adult knows, if you are going to go on holiday, you should really throw a bit of culture in somewhere, just so you don't feel so much like a tourist. So I decided to go to the Great British Museum, and it was amazing. I mean, for a start, it's like an architecture's wet dream. The glass ceiling was stunning, and the actual building itself looked like it should have come straight out of ancient Greece. Although, word of warning, if you do go, do actually pay attention to the little rule placards that say don't touch the objects, because me and my nan got a bit excited and decided that we would take photos of ourselves with various statues. Like, I've got one of me that's hugging a statue, and there's one of the both of us peering through this hole in like a marble carving. But what you don't realise when you see the photos is about 5 seconds later we got told off by the security guards for messing around with the exhibit. So yeah, be careful when you go. They don't like it if you play around with the expensive, really old stuff, funnily enough. So my next pit stop on the tour around London ended up being in, I swear, the UK's largest Primark, and it had all these TVs on the ceiling, which was pretty cool. Followed swiftly by a trip to M&M World, which I didn't realise was a thing. And I think I spent about an hour in there and ended up getting a mug, because I buy mugs wherever I go to commemorate my time there. Because memories and photos just aren't enough for me, apparently. Now, one of my other favourite things about London that we discovered on that day was you can 1 minute be in one place and then turn a corner and very suddenly be somewhere different. For example, we were in Chinatown, and because it was Chinese New Year the following weekend, it was all beautifully decorated with all the lanterns and everything. Turned a corner to try and get to Soho, and we suddenly end up in what can only be described as Sex Alley. Now, if you're anything like me, ending up in a place like that is not where you want to be with your nan. But luckily her face was a picture when she suddenly realised where we were. She was just surrounded by flashing neon signs going, "Come and get a lap dance," and XXX Club. Because I was on Facebook by this point going, "Guess where we are?" She was like, "No, don't tell people that I've taken my granddaughter to the Sex Alley." So, day 2, we ended up going to Westfield Shopping Centre, which is, I think, the UK's largest shopping centre. It is also opposite the Olympic Park. I was unlucky and I didn't get to go to watch any of the Olympics. I saw it all on TV, it looked spectacular. So I've never seen the Olympic Stadium in person. Having told my nan this, she then decided that we would go check it out because it's only across the road. Now, when we crossed the road and we got to the Olympic Park, it's surrounded by this fence, and the door in the fence was open. My nan is of the opinion that if a door to somewhere is open, we can go in and we can stay there until someone official comes along and chucks us out. So we ended up going in. I don't know if we were supposed to be there, but it was brilliant. And a very, very nice lady who saw us wandering around let us in to the pool, and we actually got to see where all the diving took place. Now, while we were there, we saw a chap sort of swimming around, and we couldn't see him because he had his back to us. And my nan was sort of standing there going, "Ha ha 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 ha, wouldn't it be funny if that was Tom Daley?" We walk outside 10 minutes later, who happens to walk past us? Freaking Tom Daley. I didn't realise it was him, but he sort of looked familiar, so I decided, oh, let's just go ask. So I jogged up to him, tapped him on the shoulder, he turns around and is like, hey! And I'm sitting there like, oh my god, you are Tom Daley! But he's a very lovely guy. He's a lot taller in real life than I figured he was. And he was so nice because my nan went to go take the picture and we were standing with our back to the road and he suddenly went, no, wait! Turn around and we can actually have it with the Olympic Stadium in the background. Which of course, would make more sense. And he was genuinely very lovely. And he gave me a hug and then we said, oh, thank you very much, see ya, and off he went on his way. So that was day 2. On to day 3. Now, day 3 was pretty spectacular because it's not only just my birthday on my birthday. It's also my stepdad and it's my little brothers as well. So they and then my mum and my sister came up to London and we had possibly one of the greatest days I think I've ever had. So we started off the day at the Hard Rock Cafe, which I've never been to, and it's pretty amazing. There is guitars all over the walls and they play awesome music. Some very smart person decided to tell the staff that was our birthdays. So they proceeded to get all 3 of us to stand up and make the whole restaurant sing to us, and it was very embarrassing. But it was quite sweet and we got free pudding out of it, so woo! Following that, we went to possibly one of the greatest places I have ever been to. I managed to convince my mum to buy us tickets for our birthdays to go to Harry Potter studio tours. Yes, I know I'm about 2 years behind everyone else, but I just... there are no words! I took so many pictures, which is what is being shown now. You see everything, and not from all of the movies. You forget how much there is in those movies until you see it all in this massive sort of studio hangar. But it's not just the sets and everything that you get to see. I mean, you get to see, there's one room that's just full of all the little plastic doll dummies of various different characters that they made. So you see Dobby and you see Creature. There was a really hilarious bit with my sister. My sister's afraid of spiders, and so she didn't much appreciate it when she walked into one room and saw a giant Aragog just on the ceiling. She came creeping up to me going, Elle, just come with me. I had to guide her through that room. You see all the behind the scenes stuff as well, which is spectacular, and you just think, even as big and as much stuff they managed to fit in to this store, you've got to think that can't be all of it. There's some stuff that may never see the light of day, and we're very lucky to get to see the bits that we are seeing. Then after that you end up in another room. It's sort of one of the very final rooms, which is just full of all the wand boxes from Ollivander's shop, and each wand box has the names of the cast and crew all over it. A very nice gentleman showed us around, and he was helping us point out all the boxes with all the names we were after, and I think, yeah, we spent a good half an hour just finding all the names. And then to top up probably one of the most amazing days ever, you end up in the gift shop. And I had such inner turmoil in that gift shop because there was so much I wanted to buy, but it's kind of expensive. So the first thing I got, which you may have already guessed, is a Marauders map mug. This thing is freaking huge, but it is beautiful, so I couldn't leave it in the shop. Now the other thing I got, I think is one of the greatest purchases I've ever made. Oh, I bought a wand. I couldn't help myself. I am not an adult. I ended up buying Sirius Black's wand, which I now can't get out of the case. There we go. It's not going to focus now, but it's got engravings all up the side of it, and a very nice lady in the gift shop was talking to me about them, and she said the engravings on the bottom of Sirius's wand represent his time in Azkaban. It's like his prisoner number, that's the one, and I just thought it was beautiful. So yes, I spent 25 quid on that. And so ends the epic tale of my most awesome week ever. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Or if you find there's any aspects of being an adult that you struggle with, leave a comment in the box below. Also finally, big shout out to my friend Erin, who as of March will not be living in this lovely country anymore. She will actually be moving to Japan for a little while, which I am sincerely jealous of. I love you very much. Mwah. And I will see you soon. Bye!